when we're on the path of abundance, of opening up to the generosity of life, receiving it fully, embodying it, and living from it and as it, it's important to go to the source, to dig up the gold in the only place it can be uncovered, which is your soul. Your soul is the repository of all of the memory tracks of old, all of the gifts, all of the generativity are held within the memory tracks of your being. And your soul is this treasure house. Your soul is a treasure house of memory tracks that stretch back inward to the primal source of all well-being, of all blessings. In the esoteric teachings, your soul is the bank of all blessings. It's filled with gifts, with energy, with wisdom, with love, with creativity. And you have actually opened up some of those memory tracks. You know you've opened up a memory track from deep within. You've tapped into the wealth of the soul when the wisdom, the energy, the creativity of that particular memory track is flowing into your body and mind, filling you with vitality, insights, and enthusiasm, with clarity in a particular area of your life. Wherever in your life you currently experience richness, fullness, joy, insights, enthusiasm, in whatever domain, in whatever area of experience, that's a sign that you've tapped into, that you've opened up a memory track, one of the treasure chests within the vast repository of wisdom and love that's in the soul. You've tapped into it, and the currents of that living consciousness, of that deep well-being, of that living water is flowing into you, producing fruits that arise in your life as experiences, as relationship, as situations, as things. They're all watered by the flow of that richness that's opened when we open up a treasure, which is the treasure chest of a particular memory track. Now, in those areas where we experience emptiness or lack or dryness or where it feels impoverished in some way, that is suggesting to us that there's a memory track in the soul's bank of wisdom and love that has not been uncovered, has not been unlocked. Now, when we feel a sense of lack, that's because we remember at a subtle, deep level what fullness is like. We couldn't experience the sense of lack if we didn't have the subtle memory, which we do deep within the soul, of fullness in that particular domain. So we need to go and dig it up. We need a key, perhaps, to open the treasure chest. But more important, at this moment, we need a shovel, because we need to dig for that treasure chest deep into the soul. We need to dig for the source of that memory track. On the way, we're going to unearth many other memories. We're going to unearth many emotions, many beliefs, many thoughts, all of which over our history have been piled on, layered on, covering over the treasure. Let's imagine that we are, and I spoke to someone this morning who was talking about cultivating and experiencing greater self-confidence. So let's say that we're digging for that gold of self-confidence. What that would mean is that we remember subtly what it feels like to be connected to that fundamental sense, not egotistic, but just the fundamental sense of confidence, the living energy of confidence. But it's been covered over, and we're disconnected apparently from it by layers of emotions, of self-doubt, of shame, of confusion, of fear, with thoughts about times of failure, with beliefs about our possibilities. Those are all burying that connection to that natural state of full of self-confidence. And the burying process is a natural thing. No one to blame. It's a natural thing. Imagine that we had been, as a young elementary school student, giving a oral book report in front of the class, and somehow had a slip of the tongue that was a bit off-colored, and everyone laughed at us. They pointed at us, and it became one of those memes within the culture of the school, that we were that person. They would say those words, and it would be, everyone would laugh at us. So there was a humiliation. And to protect ourselves from the pain of that humiliation, we found ways to bury the emotion. We found ways over the years to layer more dirt and to cover up the suffering and of that memory. In fact, we perhaps even found ways to navigate through our life alert to any possible opportunities or hints for humiliation, and to avoid them preemptively. We avoided them externally, but, and this is the key, we continued in that very avoiding to layer another pile of covering of dirt onto the memory track of our deep soul's knowing, pushing down, ironically, in self-protection, separating ourselves more and more from the very thing we seek, which in this metaphor is self-confidence. But it could be love, it could be creativity, it could be anything that we feel disconnected from. And so the spiritual path and the practice of returning to the source of self-confidence, or any other beautiful, sacred soul quality, will be found as we dig into the layers, breath by breath. That's the shovel. The shovel is our breath. We breathe and we return and we look at and we face with loving awareness, turning back to those hurt places, those doubtful places, those abandoned places, with care and compassion, digging in gently, steadily, lovingly, without a rush, without a sense of desperation, but with a clarity of knowing that everything that has been covered up was there as protection, and now it's time to remove it and to reveal yet again the treasure chest, the soul deep source of a memory track of our innate confidence in this story, of our innate love, of our innate well-being, of our innate creativity. And we discover as we go deeper and deeper and return to that treasure chest within the soul that we don't even need a key to unlock it, because what we learn is that it is our simple and sacred willingness to dig into the layers of self-protection with loving awareness that is the key. And as we have been doing this breath by breath, the treasure chest is already open, and we can receive, we can integrate, we can embody that gift, that energy, that well-being, that creativity, that love, that wisdom, that enthusiasm, and begin breath by breath, step by step, to live it out, express it in our life.